Welcome to Fregene, which is about 8 kilometers from Rome Leonardo da Vinci Airport, which is on the coast that way. Rome's about 20 minutes that way, so it's an ideal place to stay if you want to extend your cruise by seeing Rome and having the beach. And Civitavecchia is about 40 minutes that way by train or by car on the road. So Fregene, it used to be a swamp area, but Mussolini cleaned it up when he came here. He built canals that took the swamp and the water back into the Tiber. And it now is one of the favourite beach areas of Italy near to Rome. It also has the best ice cream shop just behind me on the left. And the restaurant on the corner is about half the price of all the restaurants along the beach. Let's go and explore.
Vongole, my favourite. And lots of clams in this one. I like that.
If you walk along the road as opposed to the beach, all the beach clubs have got numbers on them. The Riviera one is a particularly nice one. It's got a swimming pool, it's got a tennis court, a club, a restaurant, and they put chairs down on the beach and sun shades for you, so it's quite good value for money. Also, if you notice here, there are other numbers in blue, and that is where the lifeguard stations are. So if you orientate yourself by lifeguard number, you know exactly where you are, whether you're on this side or if you're on the beach side.
And a number to watch for is 108.
A little star spot for you. We've seen him 2 days running. It's Stanley Tucci in the restaurant of the Sogno del Mare, which is by the 108th lifeguard station. But then we went up to the restaurant and there were 3 people that looked like Stanley Tucci, and they were waiters. But the real Stanley Tucci, we think, had a different colour shirt on and was sitting at a table.
I think Jean took me to a Stanley Tucci convention, and there were lots of them there, all dressed like him, so exactly the same.
Yeah, so Stuart thinks it was his restaurant and they were working there. I think there must be quite a lot of Italian people that look like Stanley Tucci.
But this is his beachside restaurant, 108, on the beach in Fregene. It's very posh, very nice. Check it out yourself.
Between the beach clubs, there are walkways down to the beach like this one. So if you don't want to spend any money, you can just go down and walk along the sea.
So if you do extend your stay in Rome and you want to stay on the beach rather than in Rome itself, this isn't very far by train to get into Rome. There are lots of people who live in Rome who have a second home, a holiday home in Fregene, and it's rented out either as a little hotel or Airbnb. And we stayed in Casa Mary, which is the upstairs of her holiday home, and it has 4 bedrooms and a shared bathroom, which was ideal for 3 days. We had a great time, and it was very near the shops and centre.
Drops is a late night bar on the other end of the street to the restaurant we've used. Go late, but the cocktails are very good and it's very buzzy if you get in there about 10 o'clock.
As well as cocktails, this bar sells great nachos and burgers. As opposed to the restaurant at the top of the block, one is very nice, great food. The other one is quicker and still very, very good food. Okay, let's go back to the beach. You'll see the bar we just visited was called Drops. They use a lot of surf terms here because it is a surfing beach, hence the lifeguards and their Baywatch quick vehicles that get them out to sea, and all the terms, because you can learn to surf. There are surf schools all the way along the beach. It's a dark sand, but it appears to be just as good as any other sand, and the kids absolutely love it. You see the children playing in the sand all the way along. As well as the great Stanley Tucci type posh restaurant, which definitely has the in crowd at lunchtime, very well dressed, You'll find there are lots of budget versions.
Look at all the bikes. Everyone drives around in bikes here. They've even got little beach shops.
Grazie. Ciao, grazie.
But it's not about the coffee, it's about the view. I'd rather have a view of the sea than the roundabout. I thought Saint-Tropez was in France. Beautiful foliage all along the road.
Please hit the subscribe button to Doris Visits. We are in Rome again, Civitavecchia again, and Fregene, because we're picking up a ship. We're picking up the Queen Victoria again, so we're going to get a train from Fregene to Civitavecchia. Now, the train line is just one line. It goes from Rome to Civitavecchia. So getting off here at Fregene is just halfway along. The train line is just that easy. But do remember, all trains in Italy, you must validate your ticket before you get on the train. The shuttle bus is at the end of the port, and the train is the cheapest way to get to Rome.
Under information saying train tickets to Rome, what it's actually trying to sell you is a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. But if you want a train ticket, just go straight into the station. If you want to visit the Vatican, get off at San Pietro. The lights are on until midnight.
We'll show you the angels and demons clues that apply a little later on, because there is so much to see.
The bridges, apart from the Vatican, are probably the most spectacular part of Rome. And when you get to the building that looks a bit like a cake, well, that's the court building. If you keep that behind you and cross the Umberto Bridge and carry on straight, you'll come to Piazza Navona. The Piazza Navona is a great place to come, particularly at lunchtime, because there are lots of lovely cafes, but there are great water features and statues here as well.
These are the churches that we passed on our first walk up to Navarro Square.
The only bigger man-made dome than that one on the Icon of the Seas is the one on the Pantheon. There are different queues to go into the Pantheon. The best way is to scan the QR code that's outside, pay online, and then you go straight in through the middle. The Colosseum is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Rome. It's depicted on the Italian €5 coin and is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. The best view of the beautiful Trevi Fountain is from the clothes shop over the road, upstairs in the children's department. Fun fact, there are over 2,700 books in this library, so nearly enough for every person on board because the capacity is 3,000.
The ship has too much to show you in a minute.
Just outside the Artisan Food Hall is the Panorama Pool Club. So this is the Royal Court Theatre and it has about 835 seats. Beautiful theatre. Just past the pub is the Bright Light Society, where you can take part in an immersive interactive show.
An evening of burlesque dance and immersive theatre.
Still on deck 2, this is the Queen's Room.
This is a very clever space. This ballroom has a balcony around the top, but as well as being a ballroom, as it's in the round, it can transform to having a club feel.
Moving on along deck 2, there's the chart room. It's quite quiet in here during the day, so it's a great place to come and sit and read. This is the Britannia restaurant where we have our dinner, and look how beautiful it is.
The full 18-minute tour is on the Doris Visits channel. Against the glamorous backdrop of the Baltic cruise revival, a covert team races to stop a second attack on the $40 billion cruise industry. A compelling ensemble of flawed, deeply human characters. Think slow horses. They operate across a global stage with gritty momentum. But intellect trumps firepower. Its demand for sharp detective work is layered with opulence and geopolitical complexity, like The Diplomat, elevated to a global threat level with a ticking clock intensity of 0 day. Only this time, the battleground isn't a war zone, it's the public playground of cruise ships. The team leave Miami and fly to Germany. They pick up the ship in Warmerand. They sail up to Latvia doing one gig. then to Helsinki, where they get the Tallink ferry across to Tallinn, pick up the train to Narva and into St. Petersburg. All they've got to do now is get out and back to the ship at Tallinn. This isn't just a cruise, it's a mission. This isn't just a mission, it's survival. On Kindle, paperback, and audiobook. The Unexpected.